I wanted to talk to you today about a very unusual type of dream, and it's a very understudied one as well. And I've looked everywhere online, researching, trying to find the name of this style of dream, but I couldn't come up with anything. I couldn't find anything. Now, this style of dream is, I feel like it's in the realms of precognition and I guess clairvoyancy or psychic dreaming. So I'll just describe this style of dream as an example. So you're having a dream, and in the dream, you're given a bit of information. And it could be something like a mathematical equation or a word in another language. And upon awakening, you do a quick search online, like a Google search, and you find out that this bit of information is true. And it pertains to the scene in your dream. So I'm trying to work out what that's called. So the best word that I could describe it as is that you are receiving a bit of information somehow through the dream. And in a way, it's like a download. So if you think about a download as, you're receiving information online and pulling it down onto your hard drive. So I'm kind of seeing it a little bit like that, where there's a bit of information out there. Where is it? In the ether, in the field, whatever you want to call it, the collective unconscious. So you're receiving this bit of information from the fields, the collective unconscious, whatever you want to call it, and it's being downloaded into the dream. And so that's why I've just coined it a download dream. And it seems kind of interesting because in the times where I've received a download dream, it's always in the hypnopompic stage of sleep. So it's always coming out of REM into my waking moments. And so with the hypnopompic stage, it's really interesting liminal stage. It's like you're coming up into the emergence of wakefulness. And it's very similar to the hypnagogic state on the other end of the night, where you're falling into sleep, and really interesting things can happen on that liminal threshold too. So in the hypnagogic, you can get a lot of sensory experiences, seeing flashes of light and color, sacred geometry, hearing sounds, body sensations. So in the hypnopompic, it's quite similar too, and some of us can catch these drifting little dreams or scenes when we're awakening. So what I've experienced is that all my download dreams have happened in the hypnopompic when I'm waking up. So this morning I was having a dream. I was in REM and dreaming and then emerging. And I had this very quick little dream. And in the dream, my tooth was loose. And it was like one of my front teeth. And it was really wiggly. And it started to get more and more and more wiggly and loose. And I was kind of like, oh, this sucks. Like, oh no, I'm gonna have to go to the dentist and it's like COVID's going on. Like, how am I gonna book an appointment? And it was getting more and more, wiggly. And as I was walking, I was with my partner. And I mentioned to him, I was like, oh no, you know what? I got this really loose tooth, come and check it out. And, bad time to go to the dentist. And he came over, my partner came over, and he wiggled it, and then he just grabbed it and pulled it, like just yanked it out. And then there was like blood, like squirting out, like real horror show. And it was funny, in the dream I was really calm. Like I wasn't like, what'd you do? You pulled out my tooth. So my tooth's out and I'm feeling it with my tongue, the gap. And I kept saying the words Endala, Endala, Endala over and over again. And I woke up saying these words in my mind. And I thought, that's strange. Why am I saying a word in another language? So I decided to get onto Google Translate straight away. And I typed in the word Endala, the way it's phonetically written, which was E-N-D-A-L-A, and Google Translate said that it detected Zulu language. And the interpretation of the word Endala into English was the word old, which I found really interesting, mostly to do with the fact that, when you're old, your teeth fall out. And I'm certainly getting older. But also, when your teeth fall out in dreams, it's the classic symbolism of a fear of death, a fear of getting old, a fear of aging. So I thought that was really quite neat that I had that experience with this word being a word that means old in another language, and it really reflected the symbolism of the dream and, you know, obviously the emotional content of the dream too. I didn't seem that bothered about getting old, though it would seem. Now I'll also share another one I had last year. So I'll just cut to a little video I made the morning after I had what felt like a download dream. Last night I had a dream. I was in a foreign market that was inside some kind of warehouse building. I was walking around looking at different things on the market tables, and I accidentally knocked some little figurines off of a table onto the ground. One of them smashed. And I said, "I'm really sorry, can I pay for this, please?" And the woman started writing down how much it costs. And she said it's 425 liras. And I was like, "Oh, what is liras? How does that translate into British pounds?" And she said it's about 59 pounds, about 60 pounds, 59 something. And I was like, I had all this change. I said, like, I don't have enough money for that. And I was so frustrated I woke up. When I woke up, I decided to Google lira, and I found out it's a Turkish currency. So I went to a currency converter and I converted 425 Turkish lira to British pounds, and it came out to be 59 pounds and 96p, which was exactly what the translation in my dream was, pretty much. I found this very astonishing and really interesting. So those are just two examples of what I consider a download dream. I have a couple of other ones, but I'll share them in another video sometime. Now, in a theoretical sense, there could be many reasons as to why we experience such phenomenon. It can be simply an uncanny coincidence that there's somehow, you know, it's just strange. It could be something from the unconscious realms. Perhaps I heard a Zulu word somewhere along the path in life somehow and knew that subconsciously. It could also be some kind of form of just tapping into the field or just gleaning bits of information just seemingly out of nowhere. It could be that, you know, possibly our brains can store information that like a constant sponge, that we have a lot more potential hidden in there than we know possible. So whatever it is, I just find it fascinating, and I find that it's a very understudied style of dream. Something that I'm certainly going to be looking into a little bit more, but I'd love to hear of your experiences. So if you experienced anything like this, where it feels like it was some kind of download or a download dream, where you were given a bit of information and that you wouldn't possibly know in waking reality, and then when you fact-checked it or checked it out, it was in fact correct. So I'd love to hear your experiences. Comment below. Check out my other videos. I have a few videos on precognition. I'll put the link in at the end of this video. So thanks for listening. My name's Tree Carr, and I'll see you next time.